Hello, comparative religions. Now, in our first lesson, we talked about 5 pathways that one can use to study religion: sociology, psychology, philosophy, phenomena, and history. And we looked at some of the common things that we're going to be investigating for the different religions: central figure, sacred writings, specific holidays, cultural events like involving marriage and death and adulthood, things like that. Okay. So in this lesson, this is going to be a short lesson. We're going to talk about, so when you get these belief systems, what role do they provide for society? So we're going to take a sociological approach and talk about organized religion and what does organized religion do for society. Okay. Now, again, as you go through these, I will tell you exactly what I want you to copy down. So do not worry about copying everything you see on the screen, okay? Especially on the next slide, okay? So if we're talking about religion, we got to get a good definition of religion. Well, here's the definition from Merriam-Webster, all right? Religion is a noun, and there are 4 possible definitions for it, okay? One is the service and worship of a god or of the supernatural, commitment or devotion to religious faith or observance. A second one is a personal set or institutionalized system of religious attitudes, beliefs, and practices. A third means scrupulous conformity, okay? Conscientiousness, like I hold on to something with religious passion, okay? And then the fourth is a cause, principle, or system of beliefs held to with ardor and faith. That's the one I want you to copy down. Copy down that fourth definition, okay? A cause, principle, or system of beliefs held to with ardor, okay? That means you grasp, it is something you are passionate about, okay? Held to with ardor and faith. And the reason I want you to copy that one down is because when we get to the Eastern religions and we talk about Hinduism and Buddhism, well, not necessarily Hinduism, but when we talk about Buddhism and Confucianism and things like that, one of the questions is going to be, are these religions or not? Or are they just value systems or world systems? Well, if we use the definition of a cause, principle, or system of beliefs that you hold to with ardor and faith, then yes, things like Buddhism and Confucianism would be considered religion. So that's why I want you to copy down that fourth definition there: a cause, principle, or system of belief held to with ardor, passion, and faith. Now, once we get this system of beliefs, the question becomes, what role does organized religion play in society? So those beliefs that people hold to with ardor and passion, okay, and faith, what role do they play in society? That's why I say we're going to take a little sociological approach with this lesson, okay? And there are kind of 3 things that organized religion provide for society. Number 1 is a sense of community. I mean, think about it. And by the way, you have to get everything on this slide down. You do have to copy everything on this slide down. Think about it. If you have a system of beliefs that everybody believes in, that's your community. That's your society. In fact, sometimes community and society grow up around those system of beliefs. That is the basis for the community and the society to begin with. Now, within that community and society, religion provides security. Okay, and we're going to add to that in just a second, because let's be honest, if everybody's believing in the same thing, there's a degree of safety there. And it also is going to provide us with a desire for procreation. You want to have future generations to continue the society, to continue the community, to continue the belief system. And you want to be sure that you pass on the society, the community, the belief system to your children. So it impacts procreation as well. Now, back to this security. One of the ways that organized religion provides security and it also impacts society and community as a whole is because it creates moral laws. I mean, think about it. If you're all believing in the same thing, then hopefully you are believing in the same laws. And not only are there going to be moral laws, but there's also going to be punishment or consequences if you don't follow those laws. So people are believing in those as well. So an aspect of this community, an aspect of security is the belief in moral laws. Okay. It provides protection. It tells you what you should and what you shouldn't do. And like I said, it offers consequences as well if you break one of those laws. Then the last thing that organized religion provides for a society or community is explanation. This also touches on the philosophical approach to religion. All right. I mean, think about it. Why are we here? That sort of thing. And most importantly, what's going to happen to us after we die? Okay. So it explains the world around us, it explains nature, it helps explain our community and our society. It also helps explain what is going to happen after we die. Think about those big questions that we mentioned under philosophy. Why are we here? And why does suffering exist? Organized religion helps answer that, and it puts it in the context of a group. Okay, a group like I think when we get to Judaism, this is a good example for Judaism. The Jews are seen as God's chosen people. Because they are seen as God's chosen people, they are chosen to suffer. We're going to talk about that. Okay, the Jews believe that part of their lot in life is to suffer, and they suffer because they are God's chosen people. And they suffer because nobody else can understand that they are God's chosen people, or they are suffering because of that. Okay, so that is what we're talking about when we talk about explanation and using explanation to reinforce this idea of community and society. Okay. Now, there are two types of organized religion. All right, I want you to get these definitions down. One is linear. Linear says earthly life will end, and you will either enter heaven or hell after death. Okay, so there is a beginning point and there is an end point. Linear, it's a line. Okay, all of your monotheistic religions are like this. Christianity is like this. Judaism is like this. Islam is like this. Okay, you're born, your life begins, and at some point in time, your life is going to die. Your life is going to end. You're going to die, and at that end point, you're going to either go in one of two different directions, and whatever direction you go in, you will be there for eternity. Okay, so it's a line. All right, it's a line. The other main type is cyclical. Cyclical religions say that humans will be reborn and re-enter life on earth in a new form or in a different station. Reincarnation, basically. Hinduism is an example of this. Buddhism is an example of this. Now, what's interesting is that at some point in time, you want to break the cycle. But this cycle exists until such a point in time as that is reached. Okay? So these are the two main types of religion. Linear, think of a line that has a beginning point and an end point. You're born and you die, and then you're going to go in one of two different directions, but you will be there for the rest of eternity. Cyclical, it's a circle. Rebirth, reincarnation. Okay? You're reborn in a different form or a different station throughout your life. Okay? And our examples are Hinduism and Buddhism with that. Now, told you this is a very, very short lesson. We touched on the themes of how one studies religion from the first lesson. Where we're headed is now we are going to begin to look at early forms of religion in history. So that'll be the final lesson for this week.